welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me, as always, is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder! We didn't even get lower thirds today.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a little hurtful right there.
Yeah, I kind of take that personally.
There it is. Jay Stark. Oh, then
Oh, that's nice that you got one.
You don't get one.
Oh,
there it is. There it is. Matt's got one too now. So he's going to keep them coming.
I hope so.
Oh, man. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it was really funny because as we got... Oh, geez. As you can tell, good help is hard to find. And
we are looking for a video guy. No.
Right? You know, it was funny because as we were getting started today, I thought to myself, man, it feels like it's been a long time since we have been on the air and been live with everybody. And then I realized it's because we weren't on the air last week.
Yeah.
And so I would like to sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, apologize to everybody on behalf of Aaron Peterson. Because Aaron's the reason we weren't on the air last week.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking, I was like, well, I was here. You were here, weren't you? Like,
yeah,
and
we were both here.
I can't remember all the way back to last week why we were.
Why was it that we were great? Now I'm sitting here making fun of him, and he's great.
he's over here working.
I'm worried I'm about to go blurry.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We can't fire him. He quits.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, we are back and happy to be here. We do have a special guest on the line with us today.
Yes, we do.
And we will bring him out in just a few minutes. And again, sorry about last week and about the mishap, but we're excited to be back with you today.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Snyder.
Yep.
What's new and exciting?
Man, Memorial Day's coming up.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to be gone memorializing for it. So
we are going to memorial stuff.
Yep. Well, I really am actually going to visit some cemeteries. So
yeah,
that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, me too. It's really a good time for us as a nation to take that opportunity, take the time to go and just to ponder on some of those who have come before, for whether it was in the armed forces who were able to make our freedom what it is today, or even just family and friends that have gone on before. We are taking the day to memorialize their lives. Mm-hmm. And so with that, the home team will be off for the day. The offices will be closed. We will not have a Monday mastermind call for the Saladio
which breaks
customers.
My heart, man.
You know what?
That's hard.
I know that this is a little, people call it a shameless plug, right? It's not really, I have no shame around this. In fact, I don't even mind telling people that I'm inspired by the Monday call that I get to be a part of. It's incredible. It's so much fun for me.
Yeah, I am too.
They're awesome.
I absolutely love them. And so to not have one it really does suck. Like, I get a lot from those calls. As a matter of fact, I think I might have said it before, but I get so much more from them than I thought. I thought that the AI would be the thing that I got the most from.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to, Drive and the Saladio product. But really what's happened is the thing I get the most from. The AI is cool, and it's really it's a fun tool, and it's really useful. But
yep.
I get more from those Monday Mastermind calls.
It's really interesting because it's like the difference. I'm trying to let me think of a good example between a teacher at the front of the room versus an experiment.
Yeah, or I guess it's like teach a man to fish, he'll eat, or give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime.
Right.
The AI is just answering it's just giving me a fish when I want a fish.
Right. Right.
And
and
Woody's teaching, preaching, and I'm
so
learning.
good.
I'm learning how to think along those lines.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I appreciate the opportunity to get to do that with Woody. Mm-hmm. And anyway, Yeah, that will not be happening this coming Monday.
So this amazing call that we've spent the last 5 minutes talking up will not be happening.
It is not happening. So if you weren't there, you missed it. No, I'm just kidding. Well, the life hack from this previous week was to go back and watch a previous session that is part of your subscription, and then apply the principles from that teaching. So that's the opportunity, the invitation from this past Monday. So Memorial Day, we will be off. There's no Founders Live. There's no any of that fun stuff. So you're welcome to send an email. However, the phones will not be turned on. Mm-hmm. So
okay.
What else is new and exciting?
Well, that would require me thinking past next week.
So we were going to have a recording at the end of next week,
Andrus.
A live class with Jason Andrus.
Yeah.
He is actually redesigning from the ground up the due diligence class. Mm-hmm. So the due diligence class right now has a focus on multifamily. And while that's helpful, it doesn't cover the entire gambit, the spectrum of real estate investing as the rest of our courses do. And so Jason is going to broaden the focus of the due diligence class, mm-hmm. and he is going to give us the ins and outs of being able to do our due diligence on any deal, and then talk about how we can plug that into the different outcomes that we're looking for.
Okay.
So for example, multifamily will be a part of it, but so will short-term rentals, so will long-term rentals, fix and flip.
I mean, it's what we need.
Yeah.
That's what's needed. And so that's phenomenal. I'll be first in line to watch that class.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy good. And you know Jason, the guy comes at 100% constantly.
Oh,
and
dude, full
contact life.
He is. He loves it.
Yeah.
The passion comes through. Like, you feel passionate about it.
You could just tell the guy loves what he does.
He does.
You know?
He does.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have moved the date on that to June 28th.
Yep.
Now, for those of you that are in the Utah, Idaho area, or for anyone else who owns the AIT and wants to attend live, this will give you a little bit more time to get things in place. So June 28th is when we are re-recording the due diligence class with Jason Andrus. If you come live in the studio with us, just know we're going to be celebrating that day. Matthew, why will we be celebrating that day?
It's probably like a Tuesday. I don't know.
It's your birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Nah, it's a Friday and it's your birthday.
He's rubbing this in because I have a belief that once you are an adult, that you shouldn't celebrate your birthday. And apparently nobody agrees with me. So
sorry to chime in. I am 100% with you.
See, there we go. I got Aaron on my side. So
yay, two of you versus the rest of the world.
Let's write into Congress.
Oh my!
Let's get a law passed.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No.
It's not that I'm against it. I just don't care. Like I don't know. Not a big date guy. Like there's a lot of dates that come up, and I don't like.
You know, it's really interesting because you were raised in an environment where you celebrate the event and not as much the date.
Yeah.
And you celebrate the people, not as much the exact day.
Right.
And anyway, I think that's
Are you saying phenomenal. I was raised, like, do you mean like we as in America, or
no,
I was?
You, as the son of your father, were raised in an environment where if he was unavailable on that date, didn't make you less important. It just meant there would be a different celebration.
It was, yes, the date was not really a big deal. So
yeah.
I guess in that sense, I am a product of.
So Mr. Hiller agrees with me.
Well, he's wrong.
He just said we will always celebrate the birth of Mr. Matt Snyder. This world is a better place because of you.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You know what? Hang on. While we are, I'm going to like that comment right there because, bam, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
All right. So, June 28th, we have Jason Andrus coming live into the studio. Another class update that we haven't really talked about with anybody. You ready for this?
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Next week, we are going to release the new version of Velocity Banking with Randall Cloud.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, cool.
So Randall does a phenomenal job of simplifying the strategy into bite-sized chunks.
Yes, he does.
Easy to understand principles and concepts, easy to apply steps. I love the way that he breaks down information and then disseminates it because he always puts it in an order, a progressive order, and it's phenomenal. So we are releasing that class early next week, and that is only for you guys on the J.A.M. as far as everyone who knows about it, because we're not going to announce it until the following Monday.
Yeah.
So
okay,
that's your reward for being on the J.A.M. right there, exclusive.
That'll be great.
The last announcement that I have. So we had at the national conference, Bob Snyder broadened the scope on who could attend the leaders retreat and included everybody who's 1, 3, and 5-star qualified.
Yep.
And then offered everybody who had a ticket to the national conference, everybody who was already serious about their opportunity with Renatus, an opportunity to get a room. We sold out almost instantly.
Yeah, yes, we did.
And then we got more rooms and sold out again.
Yep.
And then we got more rooms and sold out again.
Yeah.
So we have more than doubled our original room allotment and have sold out again.
The list is long.
We are trying to procure even more rooms, but if you are planning on coming, you should definitely contact Carol Allegre. Her contact information when you're on the Renatus back office homepage in the lower left-hand corner, when you see the details on the Leaders Retreat, click on that. She's got her contact info in that paperwork, not paperwork.
It takes you to a page. I think it's like see details or something.
Yeah.
You click see details, and then it takes you into. But yeah, it's on there. You'll find it.
Yeah.
If you have troubles, message us. You can email in customer service, and we'll get you the
contact Carol and make sure you get your name on the list, because when she goes back to the hotel to try to negotiate for more rooms,
we need names.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. She goes, well, here's a list of this many names of people who are ready to go right now.
Yep.
So, yeah, make sure that you join us. Now, this is happening September 13th through the 17th of this year, and it is going to be an opportunity to not only bring all of the Renatus leaders together, but we have invited a Saladio leaders to come as well.
Yep.
And so this is really going to turn into more of an international masterminding opportunity than just a leaders retreat. Now, I say just a leaders retreat. I don't want to minimize what the opportunity has been in the past.
Sure.
But now that we're including Saladio leadership in this, it's going to be incredible.
Yes, it will.
Really, really incredible.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Man, I can't wait. Plus, we're going to Punta Cana, which is just one of my all-time favorite places. Actually, don't tell anyone else I said this. It's my favorite place that we've ever been for a leaders retreat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, I didn't go. There were a couple that I haven't been to. I didn't go to Cabo, and I didn't go to Puerto Vallarta.
Oh.
But okay. I've been to the rest of them.
Yeah.
And Punta Cana was it.
Man, we kind of offset each other because you've been to a lot of the ones I haven't been to, and
yeah.
I've been to those Cabo and Puerto Vallarta, and
yep.
I think there was a Cancun trip in there once that you didn't go or something. Anyways.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but
that's coming up in September.
All the ones that I went to that Jay wasn't at were the best ones. So I don't know. It's not a a correlation.
Turn his mic off.
Turn
his mic off, Aaron. My mic too. There it is.
Funny.
Now I'm back.
Yeah. No, those. I've loved every leaders retreat. There are some that stand out for sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure, but I got a thing for Cancun, man. I really like it when it's in Cancun.
You know, it's really interesting. Mexico is phenomenal. It really is. The thing that's different to me about the Dominican Republic was that, and I haven't ever had like a bad experience, when we went to the Dominican Republic, we did a tour around their half of the island. And everywhere we went, we would wave. And people would wave back, and we're just so excited and happy, and it was phenomenal.
That's
it was
awesome.
a lot of fun. Plus the tours that we did there, the excursions were just awesome. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
Well, good.
anyway, Dominican Republic, September 13th through the 17th.
Get your name on the list. If
If you haven't
registered.
already, get your name on the list by contacting Carol Allegre, whose information is in the details on the homepage of the back office.
Yes.
All right. And now for our main event.
Yes.
We have an opportunity to bring out an individual whom our customer advocacy team described as being just an energetic ball of fun.
Yes, they did.
That was like their perception of this gentleman. And in the few minutes that we got to talk to him before the call, I have to concur with them.
Yeah.
I agree. He's pretty phenomenal, but he is our now third member from the Juice Show that we have had on the Renatus J.A.M. And it was really funny because as he came on here, he goes, "Man, I never realized that J.A.M. stood for Jay and Matt."
yeah. It's all right. I actually wonder how many people probably don't know that because we don't ever say it. And so it's just,
That's true. I mean,
you know?
I guess we introduced it, but that's actually been like,
that was like 5 years ago or something.
3 or 4 years ago now.
No, I think that was like 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's 4 years ago. Last time I
Yeah, I
checked.
think it was 4 years ago. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
With no further ado, welcome out to our call, Bobby Johnson. Yeah, buddy.
All right, gentlemen, how you doing?
Oh,
we're good, man.
So good. And I know
Good,
you'd be
good.
doing a little bit better if you weren't near Detroit right now. I get it. It's okay, man.
Wait,
It's
what?
okay.
Is this an Ohio thing?
Yes, it is.
Oh, man.
Yes, hey, Mr. Nicholas Hiller. Mr. Nicholas Hiller will agree with me.
Oh man, here we go. I need some more Michiganders down here.
They're rivals.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man. Great,
Mr.
great,
Johnson, I would
Yes, sir.
love to get to know you just a little bit better. How did you come by the Renatus opportunity? Where were you at when you found Renatus?
Oh, great question. Great question, Jay. I started Renatus at the end of 2019. And how I came across Renatus is that I was getting my YouTube University degree through wholesaling. And I completed a wholesale before I joined Renatus because I knew a seller and I had connections with a friend who did wholesaling and was a buyer. So short story long, I was on Facebook like, hey, I did a wholesale. Now I'm going to go all in. I'm working on wholesaling. And Mr. Nick Servinskis hit me up on Facebook. He's like, hey, you ever think about doing this long term? I was like, yes, I would like to know more. And he introduced me to the briefing, intro, and the follow-up with Mr. Scott Rowe. So he was out of Chicago. And I remember watching all three of them. I seen Scott do the presentation. The 3030 looked different then. The colors of the wall and everything. So he was up there giving his presentation. And I said, I'm going to do it. I am going to do it because I had to get out of the situation I was in, which was a lot of work. And I remember getting back on the phone call with them, and I was like, I'm going to do it. And you can tell in his voice, he must have been doing a lot of calls where he's might have been getting turned down or ghosted or rejected. He was like, oh, you're going to do it? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. It almost made me question, like, is this the right thing to do?
Yeah, right?
So, right after that, I went through funding and had a great credit score. And funny story about that, too, I didn't know anything about credit cards or, how they work, probably like a lot of people since we didn't get educated on that. I was only asking for like $5,000 on a credit card, and it kept going and going. And I said, I got great credit. How come it's not going through? And I remember calling up the office, and they were like, well, I can get you this disclosed amount in 2 days. I was like, what? Okay, well, let's make that happen. And right after that, I got my essentials, and I've been hooked ever since.
Right on. So you've been in for over 4 years now, and I'm assuming that you've learned a little bit since doing that very first wholesale transaction. Tell me a little bit about not only how that journey's been, but have you learned some things that you could have done different in the beginning?
Yes, I could have negotiated how much I wanted because I didn't know what I was doing. It was just because I found the house and had somebody who had more experience than me, then added that up. And I was just happy to get a large lump sum of money that I haven't gotten before and something I've never done before, right? Yeah. So I was just lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time, knew somebody who was selling, who was a friend of mine. And yeah, I learned a lot. And I also learned that wholesaling wasn't my investor ID after I got deeper into it. And I loved it. I love it. Everything about the education and everything that I've been a part of, the people I met, what I was able to do since I got in, what I continue doing. And man, I'm just excited for the future.
That's awesome. So what is your investor ID? What is your preferred way to invest?
Now it is buy and hold and short term. So I kind of married the two from long term and short term because I figure you get to have the long term tenant and you'll be able to do short term. So now I'm mixing those. I have a long term with one of our juice crew affiliates, Mr. Jerry Ruffin. Yeah. And he's also been helping me in the short term because every time he gets a short term, it's easier for me to get in there. Mm-hmm. But throughout, how politics go, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But but because of that, we connected, and now it's long term, short term, and I'm in a deal. Just got campground RV park under contract, working with some people out of the community. 66 acres. River around it, nice pond, nice property, and that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm
that's
excited.
Amazing.
66 acres.
Yes, yes.
It is huge.
And it fell into my lap because it didn't really fall into my investor ID, but because of being a transactional engineer and having these tools in the tool belt, I figured if it fell in my lap to take a look at it and. High five, we are going for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is one of the best parts about becoming a real estate investor is that you stop having to hunt for the deals quite as much. They start coming to you and like you said, just kind of falling into your lap.
And elaborate on that a little bit. Like what do you, because how do they start coming to you?
Once you start getting involved in real estate investing, you start making the contacts, you start putting enough lines in the water in enough different places, then all of a sudden you start getting these people who are contacting you. And they're like, hey, I heard this thing. I got this thing. They know
you do real estate.
Exactly.
And they've got something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
I wanted to elaborate on that because
Yeah. It was a friend of mine, and he was like, "Hey, they're selling Ruby Campground." I'm like, "What? Okay, all right." It wasn't my ideal because what came to me hearing that right away was I bought a job.
Uh-huh.
You would have to be on the campground. You'd have to, have people check people in. You do the grass cutting, and I was like, I don't know. Even though it was a great opportunity, I was still kind of iffy. But after talking to people and talking to people in the campground and having people actually run it, and I was like, okay, and hooked up with other people in the community. They checked it out, and we're all in.
Awesome. That's awesome. So then after 4 years. Am I allowed to ask him how many deals he's done? Can I ask him that? Is that legal? I'm asking Matt this because he's our compliance guy.
I mean, obviously these are the experiences of Bobby specifically, and we in no way are guaranteeing or even implying that anyone else who purchases education will have the same result. everybody starts
this
at a
this
different
is
starting point. So yeah, I mean,
that's way more in depth of a disclaimer than I was
look,
expecting.
everybody's got different resources and starting point, and frankly, you know,
results not typical.
just ability to to apply what they've learned.
Oh
So
man.
yes, I think we're all right.
So how many deals have you done since you got into the Renatus community?
I got to the closing table 5 times. This would be my 6th time with the campground.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Right on. And does that include your short-term rentals as well?
Yes. Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
That dude,
Yep,
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So do you feel like where do you feel like is your next step? Where are you going to head next? What's coming next for you in your real estate investing journey?
I am very interested in multifamily, long-term buy and hold. You know, after getting my investor ID, I still kind of jump around. You know, it's like, oh, this looks good as far as seller finance notes, because I know Jerry's big on that, and that's how we got one of our long-term through seller finance notes.
Yep.
And I said, man, that's good, because now I can do that and just deal with the paperwork and not so much the tenants. No tenants, no toilets, no termites.
Right.
How good does that sound? You know, you don't have the stories of
right.
long-term tenants. Even though I wouldn't mind them tenants, because you get more knowledge dealing with that and knowing what to do and how to go through. You know.
Yep.
And for some reason, I do kind of look forward to that, even though I do hear horror stories. But outside of the horror stories, you hear the great ones. And I'm just ready for it all. You know, I'm just excited just to have this opportunity and just to be a part of this community. And I love it. I'm ear to ear smiles and just look forward to what is coming up.
Right on. That's awesome. I love hearing people who have taken the education and have begun to change their lives. And then as they're changing their lives, they change how they show up, but then they change how they see the world. Have you seen your vision of the world expanding, where you start seeing more and more opportunities around you?
Yes, opportunity. And just by having conversations with people, right? I'm on the phone a lot. I'm talking to a lot of people. I hear a lot of people complain, because actually I'm still at my W-2 right now. I'm still at my 9 to 5. I am / kind of manager, prep cook, server at Applebee's here. And this was what I wanted to get out of. And now I see the finish line. Just a couple more things I got to wrap up, and I'll be able to, focus on this full time, which I'm looking forward to, and I'm excited about. And I have a group of people rooting for me, to make that move. People's like, why don't you just quit now? I'm like, well, there's a plan. There's a plan.
I love that.
Our great CEO, Mr. Bob Snyder, he's like, hey, make 3 times more than what you're making now before you throw in the towel for safety purposes. And that's where I'm at right now.
And man, I got to tell you, that really warms my heart. I love when people are moving quick, but sometimes they move too quick and they make decisions that hurt them. And so I love that you are being conscientious of that, and that you're being methodical and saying, hey, I got a plan, and these are the steps I need to achieve in order to execute that plan.
Yes.
I love that.
Trust me. I do want to jump out. I do want to get out.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I do want to get out of there, but yes.
But you're being smart. You're being smart because you don't want to make decisions today on future money. That's a bad financial decision to make. So,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I totally agree with my dad's advice of make 3x what you need to live, and then you can do it. But
yeah.
And I've heard people. I heard people, burn the ship, and just make it happen, that way. But no, I'm more cautious. I'm one of those, really taking a look at it before I make
Yep.
anything drastic decisions like that.
Yeah, I totally get it. And it's you always have to consider the other people's lives that you're going to impact in a lot of those decisions that you make as well. The more responsibilities you have, more kids, everything like that, it
Oh, for
gets,
sure.
you know,
I think
kinda
sometimes
compounds,
people
but-
have that burn the boats kind of mentality because that they know that's the only thing that will force them to
yeah,
to
that's
do it.
their motivation.
It's their motivation.
Yeah.
You better know that you're that type of person though before you burn. Like just be careful because there's a lot of collateral damage that can come from jumping to burning the boats before you got a way back and
before you've landed on the shore.
yeah, before you've landed. Great
Right.
analogy.
Yeah. If I do that, you guys won't see me at a couple nationals and wonder, where's Bobby at?
Yeah.
I might be struggling. Who knows?
Yeah. It's in the water.
You know,
He is drowning. He's in the water. He is treading water right now.
oh man. And that's we could carry on that analogy because that's what it feels like, right?
Oh, yeah.
Feels like you're drowning when that kind of thing happens.
It does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
oh man, I love hearing your story though. So how soon do you think you're going to be taking that next step in your plan?
I am looking at maybe this year or next year this time.
Right on.
That's my goal. That's my goal. And as soon as we wrap up the campground and get that going, and I'm seeing where I'm at financially and mentally,
Yep,
and
I get it.
be able to take that step. But that is my dream. That is my goal. That's one of my goals, and I'm looking to see that through. And who knows, the way that things happen, it might be sooner, it might be later, but that's around the time that I'm looking at. That's what my my whiteboard says, my goals. Yeah, just keep pushing and stay connected and keep making the moves and keep taking action.
Nice. Man, I love that. Would you have in 2019, before you found Renatus, before you did your first wholesale deal, would you have thought that you would be where you are today?
No, not quite. You know what? I didn't after the wholesale and that just working out magically, it seemed like. I didn't know, but I knew I had to make a change. I knew I had to make a change. I have a t-shirt business, working a 9 to 5 Applebee's. I was bouncing on the weekends at the bar up here and helping my aunt with her community home, helping the less fortunate. I was up to my neck. I was like, man, I can't keep up this pace. I knew, so being an entrepreneur, I knew that was kind of it. So we have a friend of ours who runs Detroit Shirt had an extra press in his garage and didn't know what to do with it. So we ended up buying it and start doing screen printing, silk screen printing, the old school scraping. Got the old rotator press in the basement. We started doing T-shirts and realized, man, this is work on top of work. So I'd get off work and
come
then
home and work
and burn the midnight oil on both ends and get up and start. I said, well, this isn't entrepreneurism, not the part I wanted. I wanted the steady income coming in, making money while you sleep. But I knew I was kind of on the right path, but not quite it. But, that did bring us some extra money, but we did have to work at it. And it's only 2 of us. And we were making a lot of mistakes. Shirts were coming out crooked and the letters not staying on after a few washes. We get calls like, hey, this didn't work. And, just the trial and tribulations. I'm like, man, there has to be a better way. Yeah. But to answer your question, no, I didn't know where I was going to be. But I realized that real estate was the way after a while, after the wholesales and, like I said, being on YouTube and listening to other people's podcasts and things of that nature. I knew that this was the field I wanted to go in. I just didn't know how to go about it or who to trust. I was going to the hotel, 3-day seminars, listening to them. I was watching people run to the back of the room, and I was kind of hesitant. I was like, everything sounds good, but there was something that didn't sit right with me, so I just wanted to play it by ear. And I'm glad I didn't, because now I have a better understanding on how the the gurus come in and listen to other people's story about, the upselling and not quite getting the support they needed to pursue real estate. And I'm like, man, I guess I dodged a bullet, but I still like the lingo. I like what they were talking about. I like what they were doing. And
Right.
I just knew that there had to be a better way. I just didn't discover it yet. And the wholesales, like I said, I'm lucky those went through without, them going sideways or somebody being upset or, so that's where I was with that. Like I said, I just had the seller, and that's how I just connected them with the right people. And lucky I got someone in the back end. Like I said, I don't know how much money I left on the table. I could have got more or asked for more, but like I said, I was just happy, content with getting a lump sum.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. But just hearing your story a little bit more, you are a hustler. I love that. I love when people have the desire to work hard and then realize, hey, I can also work smart. And so I love that you're still maintaining that balance between, hey, I know I've got 9 to 5 right now, but I'm also going to be looking for these other opportunities. It's just, man, you are my kind of Renatus story. That's awesome.
Thank you. And I forgot, I also do music. So I was an entrepreneur before that because I'm still getting residual payments from CDs I've made in year 2000. Wow. And it's got us out of Michigan. I got to tour Europe, Amsterdam, South France, Calgary, British Columbia.
Right on.
And so music is a catalyst for that as well, and still getting residuals from that. Now I have a better idea. I'm like, oh wow, I'm still getting, paychecks from that. It's not a lot, and it's not money that per se I get to put in my pocket and do something with or pay bills with. It's usually to go back into, and it's an investment into ourselves, into the studio and times and things like that. So that was my first tape of being a businessman. So creating music and having it pay us still and get us out of the state of Michigan every once in a while, getting flown out, and connecting to people in and out of state, in and out of the country, that helped. And it's a blessing. So that's where it generally started there. So
right on. So we like to talk in Renatus about Renatus going from your head to your heart, right? It goes from a point where you just you understand it, and then it becomes something that you're passionate about. Did you have that experience that you could point to and go, "Oh, this is when it happened"?
Yes, that is a great question, and I remember it. I became an ICM, and I was, on phone calls with a lot of people. And it wasn't panning out. You know how it goes. It's just the initial 80-20 rule. 80% won't, 20% will. And this is before I had that inclination of that's how it worked. I came across something good I was excited about, because I felt like I came across something that can not only help myself, but help people around me. And not only that, on a side note, I found out that's my purpose. I love talking about this. I love to help other people meet their dreams and find out what their goals are, and if that can help them. So my point was being on the phone. I remember being at work, Applebee's, and just not having the best time at Applebee's. I remember I walked offline to a phone call, and somebody was interested in real estate. And I was like, I've been here before, you get the spiel. Oh, yeah, this is what I want to do. And for one way or the other, it doesn't work out. And I remember him like being, this is what I want to do. I want to hear more. I like what I heard, and give me a call afterwards. And so I called him afterwards, and he put in his order. And I remember being at Applebee's, and I teared up, and I had to walk away, and I started, it hit me. My tear ducts hit me in my tear ducts. And I was like, man, it's amazing to have so many phone calls after so many letdowns, or this sounds like this doesn't sound like, or this is this, and I'm like, no, this is great, and this is before I realized how much support it actually was. This is 2020, maybe right around the pandemic, or actually before the pandemic, before it actually hit. I think it was like 4 months in, and I got his order in, and I remember how it hit me, and I called my the people that got me in here. I was like, I got my first initial sale, and for marketing, and they congratulated me, and man, after that I was off to the races. I was like, I can't wait to have this, duplicate this again. And since then, I've always been pursuing this, something that I'm passionate about. And I just look forward to helping as many people as I can, and let them know that, there's other avenues that you can take outside of the gurus, or, YouTube University, or a podcast, or not knowing, or feel that they don't have the support to make this happen. And I'm like, look, this is a one-stop shop. It's everything is here. Business, marketing, how to speak to someone, the real estate investing side, financial literacy. I mean, it's everything. If you don't know about credit or how everything works, everything is here. And it's amazing to me still speaking about it. And I just hope more people can grasp that idea to go all in, or at least stick around to the point where they can have that same feeling and success.
That's the reason why I do it too. And hearing your story just warms my heart, because it lets me know, there's one more person out there that has changed their life, has created a whole new life for themselves because of what Renatus has offered. And that fills my cup right there. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being with us. It
brought me back to that. Like I said, I had to run away. I didn't want to have no one see me tear up. And
don't be scared to cry in front of people.
Hey, I was at work and just be like,
oh yeah.
What's happening? Orders.
These wings are hot.
Yeah, I'm cutting these onions back here, bro. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah, so,
that's incredible. I love the power for good you are in the world. I can feel it just talking with you, that you truly are inspired by who you are becoming, and that inspires me to want to do more, do better. So thank you for being with us today. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, thank you for having me. This is wonderful. This is great. And I saw the other two Juice members on here. So, and I'm just excited about everything. This is a great opportunity. And I've seen you guys before. I had the opportunity to even speak on you or talk about you and everything. So over the years, and going to a few nationals, and seeing you on the Monday call, on founders webinars and things like that. And just, I got my family involved. I got my mom and my aunt, they got their essentials, and we're looking for a place out of state that the family can, call our own. And when we're not there, it can be making us money.
Yeah.
And, so just having these conversations with the family, my mom retired, and I was like, check this out, cause now they're calling me, seeing houses that driving by. It's like, hey, this house is for sale. You should call them. I said, why don't you call them, or we'll get together and we'll call them, or whatever it is. And they're looking for houses, and it's just great to get people that you care about on board, and having them have that passion, that drive as well, just to help out the family, even the ones coming after us.
Man, I get it. I get it why our customer advocacy team was so excited to have you on the call today, because you truly are. I can just feel it. I can feel your integrity. I can feel your passion. You're a rock star, man. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words. So before we go, I didn't know if I had if this was it. I just wanted to plug we are having a couple instructors come out to the city of Detroit. Jerry and I are doing our second like meeting, and even after our second meeting, we're having a couple instructors come out, and I'm excited about it. At the end of this month, the 29th and 30th, we're having Mr. Eric Counts and Hughes Resky come out to the city of Detroit, and I'm excited about it. And Jerry's like, man, just blow us up, man. Get us something, Jerry's full of energy too, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, man, blow us up, bro. Let them know what's going on here in Detroit. We're looking to just expand Michigan, because when I first started, I didn't know who was in Michigan. I was like, they was like, hey, somebody's in Grand Rapids. I'm like, it's about 3.5 hours away. I'm like, okay, all right. So the more I got on calls, it was like, hey, Jerry's in Detroit. I'm like, that's right around the corner from me. So hooked up with him, and we've been Starsky and Hutch since then. And
Right on.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome. So that's the 29th and 30th. How do people find the event?
Yeah.
We have flyers, and we also have Eventbrites for the links. We will be getting this out to the people outside of social media and things of that nature. So we're flooding it. So if you're seeing it, that's what we're doing. We're excited, and we still gotta walk our dogs, get the flyers out there personally, put them on cars. We're doing the old school marketing, guerrilla marketing, is what we call it. I got some signs out in the end of freeways. So after I get done with this, when the sun goes down and it gets a little cooler out, I am at the end of the highways, putting up signs, putting them on poles, and just getting the word out there.
Is it on the Renatus calendar right now?
You know what? Jerry is working on that.
All right.
Jerry is working on that as we speak. So
right on.
That's
We'll get that on there, and yeah, man. The 30. You said the 29th and 30th, and then is it going to be live in person, or is it online live? What's that look like?
Live in person. I don't think we will be able to have it up on online yet, as far as Zooms or anything like that. But as the time goes on, we do well here and get the outcome that we want. I'm sure we're going to be heading in that direction, which we look forward to. But this is just the beginning. Like I said, this is our second meeting. Our first one went over well, and have some people come out, and now our second one, and we have 2 instructors come out, which is very humbling. And man, just look forward to expanding here in Michigan, and put that on the map, along with the Chicagoans and the Utahs and the Floridas and the Arizonas.
Right on. Well, that's awesome. We look forward to seeing great things come from you and out of the Detroit area. As much as I love my native Ohio, Detroit.
Go blue. Can I get a go blue, Joe?
Really?
Go blue.
No. OHIO. That's where I come from. All right. Bobby, thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing. You're a rock star, my friend. For everybody else that's on the line, don't forget the reason why Renatus rocks is because of the people that are associated with us, and that includes every single one of you. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back with you next Wednesday. Renatus rocks.